Hello scholars, welcome to another day of Read Aloud together. I'm Miss Coil and I am so excited to jump right into another story with you all today. Say, oh yeah. Oh, we can be louder. Say, oh yeah. Nice job. So procedure is, get ready, go. Procedure is the steps you need to follow to get something done. Let's do it one more time. See if we could do it better. Good. Procedure is, get ready, go. Procedure is the steps you need to follow to get something done. Good. Today, we are going to be jumping into a new story. The story that we're going to read today is titled, One Tiny Turtle. Raise your hand if you like turtles. Ooh, I am so excited to read about a turtle today, one tiny turtle in fact. But before that, I want to jump in and talk about what we're going to be thinking about as we're reading. We already know that good readers, they think while they're reading and they ask themselves questions while they're reading so they can better understand the story. One way to help us better understand the story is going back and rereading. We have a special cheer in math about doing it again. I want to incorporate that into our reading by coming up with another chant to help us. It's going to go like this. Double check, double check. What does that mean? Go back and read it again. Go back and read it again. Today we're going to be doing some rereading to help us understand the story and help us keep track of when things happened. At the end, we'll tie it all together and work on a retell together so we can tell someone else what our story was all about. So as we read about this one tiny turtle today, we're going to be keeping track of the sequence. I'm going to point to that big word, sequence, the word is. Yes, sequence, the word is. Again, go. Yes, the word is sequence. Let's read the definition of sequence together. Ready? Sequence is the order that something happens. Let's read it one more time. Sequence is, get ready, go. Sequence is the order that something happens. Just like we talked yesterday, the order of things happening and what order they're happening in is so important to help us understand. Today, we're going to be talking about sequence of this story. So when we go back to retell it, we can incorporate our sequence words, first, next, then, last, before, after, finally, just to name several. We're going to use those words to incorporate them into our retell so people understand when exactly these things are happening in the story that we read today. So I'm going to add some hand motions to our sequence definition. So sequence is the order. One more time, get ready, go. Sequence is the order. Again, go. Sequence is the order that something happens. We're going to roll our arms together, so fun. That something happens. Ooh, we're doing such a good job. I love the smiles on our faces. That something happens. Good. I'm going to put it together. Say, we can do it. One more time. Say, we can do it. Good. So, sequence is the order that something happens. Again, sequence is the order that something happens. Are you ready to start our book? I know I am. Let's jump right in. Say, let's go. All right, let's go ahead and get started. One tiny turtle. Far, far out to sea, land is only a memory. An empty sky touches the water. Just beneath the surface is a tangle of weed and driftwood where tiny creatures cling. This is the nursery of a sea turtle. Well, I'm thinking and I'm asking myself questions as a good reader, and I already know that a nursery is a place where they keep babies. So I think this must be a nursery of tiny little sea turtles. Passing in a boat, you might not notice the turtle. Not much bigger than a bottle top. She hides in the green shadows. She's a baby, so her shell is soft as old leather. Just a little fish bite could rip it open, but the turtle is safe in her world of weed and snaps her beak on tiny crabs and shrimps. Why is her shell so soft? Why is it so soft? Why is it not hard yet? Why is it so soft? What did it tell us about her? What did it tell us about her? And I know she's in a nursery. Why is she in a nursery? What did we say? what do we say nurseries are for? Right, because she's still a baby. She's still a baby, so it hasn't grown strong yet. It's still soft. Good. The turtle swims around, flapping her long front flippers like wings. She is flying underwater. She pokes her pinprick nostrils through the silver surface to take a quick breath. So fast. Blink, and you'd miss it. Oh, she's so quick. Then she's gone, diving down into her secret life again. How long can a turtle hold their breath? Let's see. It tells us in these small texts that they're giving us factual information about turtles. So it tells us that fish breathe underwater, but turtles, since they're reptiles, they need to come up to the surface and get air. They have to get air. So it says they do this every 4 to 5 minutes when they are active. So let's think about that. We know that fish can stay underwater because they breathe underwater. Can turtles breathe underwater? No, they have to come up to get air every 4 to 5 minutes. For 3 or 4 years, maybe more, the turtle rides out the storms and floats through the hot calms. Steadily, she outgrows her nursery. Nobody sees her leave, but when you look for her, she has vanished all the same. A year or 2 later, she turns up close to land, bigger than a dinner plate now. She's not a fish snack anymore. Her shell is hard as armor, and her head is tough as a helmet. She's grown into her name, Loggerhead. She has come to eat crabs. Millions swim up from deep water to breed in the shallows. Their shells crack as easily as hen's eggs in her heavy jaws. But in a week, the feast is over, and Loggerhead disappears again. So why is she swimming so close to land? Why is she swimming so close to the land? What do you think? I wonder who's using picture evidence to try to figure that out. Why did she swim so close to land? I also remember some text evidence. It says she has come to do something. What did she come to do? Yeah, she's coming to eat crabs. I know because I see in the picture, there's crabs right there that she's trying to eat. And I also know because I read on this page, she has come to eat crabs. Nice job. Loggerhead wanders far and wide in search of food. In summer to cool seaweed jungles where she finds juicy clams and shoals of shrimps. And in winter to turquoise lagoons, warm as a bath, where she can munch among corals. Loggerhead may travel thousands of miles, but she leaves no trace or track for you to follow. Only good luck will catch you a glimpse of her. For 30 years, you might not find her. Then one summer night, she arrives on the beach where she was born. She's found her way here, sensing north and south like a compass needle, feeling the current and the warmth of the waves. She remembers the taste of the water here and the sound of the surf. Oh, I see another fact I'm going to read for us. It says, male turtles wait just off the nesting beaches, and they meet with the females, and then the females come ashore and they lay their eggs so new babies can be born. Loggerhead has grown in her wandering years. She's big as a barrel now. Floating in the sea, she weighs nothing, but on land, she's heavier than a man. So every flipper step is a struggle, and her eyes stream with salty tears, which help keep them free of sand. So why are her eyes tearing up? Why are her eyes tearing up? Remember, we're practicing going back and rereading. I don't really remember why her eyes are tearing up. Is she sad? I don't know. So I'm going to go back and reread. I'm going to go back and, yes, I'm going to go back and reread. Say, we got this. Nice job. It says, let's see, I'm looking back in the text. It says, so every flipper step is a struggle, and her eyes stream with salty tears, which help keep them free of sand. Oh, it's helping the sand to not go in her eyes. So they tear up to keep that sand out of her eyes. Loggerhead makes her nest where the sea won't reach, scooping carefully with her hind flippers. She makes a steep, deep hole. Inside, she lays her eggs, like 100 squidgy ping pong balls. Afterward, she covers them with sand to hide her nest from hungry mouths. Doesn't want anyone eating her babies. No way. We don't want to eat those eggs. Then Loggerhead is gone again, back to her secret life. Left behind under the sand, her eggs stay deep and safe. Baby turtles grow inside. And before the summer's over, they wriggle from their shells. Above them on the beach, 100 eyes watch, on the lookout for a meal, so the hatchlings wait until night. Then they burst through the sand and skitter toward the sea. Why do you think that the hatchlings, the little babies who are hatching from the eggs, just like we saw on this page, why do you think they wait until nighttime to start heading towards the sea? Why do they wait until nighttime? What do you know about nighttime? I know when we practiced setting, we talked a lot about the time of day. Yeah, it's dark at night. They don't want these animals to see them and be able to take them. They don't want to be eaten by these hungry eyes watching them. The hundreds of hungry eyes watching them looking for a meal. They don't want to get eaten, so they're waiting until it's dark, until it's dark. In the dark, we were right. In the dark, claws and beaks and grabbing paws miss only one young turtle. One day she'll remember this beach and come back. But now she dives under the waves and swims and swims and swims out into the arms of the ocean, far, far out to sea. Land becomes a memory, waiting to wake in the head of the little turtle. Where is this baby loggerhead going? Where is she going? Where did we say that baby turtles start off when they're in the sea? I need to go back in. Yes, I need to go back and reread. I need to go back and reread. Good. I'm sure some of you remember it though. Oh, I wonder who's going to be right. When I go back and reread, I remember that we talked about how the author used a special word. They used the word nursery. So we know that the baby turtles go off to a nursery. They go off to a, good, yes, a sea turtle nursery. So she's joining the nursery at sea with all the other babies who make it over. And that is the end of our story today. Nice work following along with me today. So scholars, before I let you know what our challenge is today and what I want you to help me work on, I want to review our words. Procedure, get ready, go. A procedure is the steps you need to follow to get something done. Good. Sequence, remember this one's new, so I'll do it first and then you can do it with me. Sequence is the order that something happens. Say, bring it on. Sequence is, get ready, go. Sequence is the order that something happens. Good. Give yourselves 2 pat on the back and let's do a fuzzy bear cheer. Get ready, go. Ooh, ah, I'm a fuzzy bear. Good. Hands back down. Perfect. So we talked about how we had some sequential words that we use to put things in order. We already know that the order is so important. 1, so we can follow the steps if there's steps to follow, and 2, so we can better understand the story and the events in which something happened. So when we retell today, we'll make sure to give our listener or our friend or family member the steps in order so they can fully understand what One Tiny Turtle was all about. One Tiny Turtle told us all about the steps that the baby turtle takes in order to grow up and have babies of their own. Today, we are going to use our sequence words like first, next, then, lastly, finally. We're gonna make sure we include those sequence words. So when I come back, I'm gonna have some different strips of paper with different events, different steps in the sea turtle's life, and you're gonna help me put them in order. Say we got that. All right, scholars, are you ready to put the order of how things happened up on the board with me? Remember, sequences, get ready, go. Sequence is the order that something happens. Let's do it one more time. Say, we got that. Sequences, get ready, go. Sequence is the order that something happens. Good. So when we're thinking about the story we just read, One Tiny Turtle, what was the very first thing that happened in our story? What was the very first thing that happened in our story? Go ahead and put your fingers up to your brain. See, we're thinking. Good. When you think you're ready, show me unicorn horn. All right, let's see. What is the very first thing? if you were thinking that the tiny turtle lives in weeds and driftwood, and it's like her nursery, you remember that word the author used, nursery, full of all the baby sea turtles, then you are correct. Say, way to go, me. Good. Is the first thing that the book told us all about. I know because when I go back in my story, if I reread, I remember the author using that word nursery of a sea turtle and telling us that that's where the sea turtle is living. That's living in the driftwood and the weeds. What happened next? What happened next in our story? I wonder what happened next. The turtle stays in her nursery for quite a while, scholars. She stays in her nursery for 3 years. How many years? Yes, 3 years. And when I'm thinking about what happened after that, after she stays there for 3 years, I remember when she's there in that nursery, remember her shell is very wet. Yeah, very soft because she's a baby sea turtle. So when I'm thinking about what happened next, I remember specifically that after that, her shell starts to get hard as she becomes an older sea turtle. And while you were thinking about her shell getting harder and her getting older, as she gets older, remember she outgrows her nursery. She's not a baby anymore. She's getting closer and closer to the land. So I'm going to add onto the board, her shell gets harder and she moves closer to land. Remember that tricky question I asked you? Why was she getting closer to land? I'm thinking we have what happened first, second, third. Well, now that she's on land, why was she there again? Why was she on land? Oh, let's use picture and text evidence. Why was she getting closer to land? Oh yeah, she's going to eat some crabs. So next, not just crabs, but she's searching for food. I remember it also said they were eating some shrimps. So she searches for food. And as we said, she's getting closer and closer to land. When she's getting closer and closer to land, she eventually gets onto the land. And that was the same beach where she was born. Now that she's back on land, what happened after that? Ooh, sequence word. After that. What happened after that? She was on the land. Let's refresh our memory by going back and looking in the text. She was on the land. I remember it said that her eyes are tearing up to keep the sand out of her eyes. Why is she there? Why is she on land and not out in the sea anymore? Oh, you remember? Yeah, she's gonna lay babies and eggs of her own. So she lays her eggs nearby. Scholars, we're getting so close. We're at the end now. So she's on land. She's there. She's laid her eggs. What happened after that? What happened after that? We're at the end. Finally, something else happens. What is it that finally happens? Yes! The eggs hatch and new babies are born, and then they make their way to sea. Amazing job today, scholars. We were able to put the order of everything that happened to our sweet turtle in this story, and we are now going to make sure that we include those sequential words. So I'm going to scoot a little closer. It's like you're moving with me. And we are going to practice retelling the story together as we include those sequential words. Remember, one of the sequential words we're going to use today is first. We can always start by using that sequential word to tell the order that something happens so we can make sure we go in sequence and in order. So first, the tiny turtle lives in weeds and driftwood. It is like her nursery. Next, another sequence word. Next, the turtle stays in her nursery for 3 years. Wow. Then, sequential word, then her shell gets harder and she moves closer to land. And why was she closer to land? Oh yeah, after that, she searches for food while she's on land. Then the turtle finds her way to the beach where she was born. And we said when she's on that beach, she lays her own eggs and stays nearby to take care of them. Then finally, sequence word, finally, tiny baby turtles, so cute, tiny baby turtles hatch and they make their way to the sea. Scholars, awesome job today. Let's wrap up by doing some of our cheers and chants. We're going to start with sequence. Sequence, get ready, go. Sequence is the order that something happens. Good. And we also remember procedure. Procedure, remember? Procedure is the steps you need to follow to get something done. Wonderful job today. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm so excited to see you for our next Read Aloud and continue to grow those brains. Kiss your brains, say, I'm so smart. Get ready to go. I'm so smart. And I'll see you next time.